On March 25th, 2003, the explosively popular Linkin Park unleashed a masterpiece in the form of their sophomore album, Meteora. Millions around the globe connected to the vulnerable, angry energy that the band carried like a cross up the nu metal mountain. Don't mistake Chester Bennington or Mike Shinoda's lyrical ambiguity is shallow. That's what the clones that they unintentionally spawned were almost always missing: a genuine heart played to the tune of volcanic emotion. This was the first full album I was ever given, as I was getting into rock, alternative metal, indie, all of the subgenres right around that time, and it feels like just yesterday my friend was burning me a CD copy of Meteora in his garage after a full day of skating. But here we are, exactly 20 years later, ready to rank every song from worst to best. Hey neighbor, appreciate you stopping by. It's time to rank all 13 songs on Meteora from worst to best, but please, triple please, do not take it too seriously, because I love every song on this album immensely, and this is just a fun way for me to celebrate a very important record. There's just something about the way the glass shatters that gets me in pieces every single time. We all knew this one was going at the bottom, like the kid who knows they're gonna get picked last for dodgeball in gym class, but it is what it is. I love it as an introductory, and let's move on. Mr. Hahn's turntable skills are on full display, even better than what he did with his solo appearance on Hybrid Theory. This is a masterful interlude that really builds up the tension nicely. I love the atmospheric pressure, and my only complaint is that even though it serves the album well, I just wish it was longer. Wait until the upper hand is mine. 1 minute you're on top. Mission 9, watch it drop. Making the rock stop. Hit the Floor is my least favorite of the non-instrumental songs. It does feel a little bit dated to me, and the screams are a little bit less impactful, but it still has so many fiery riffs, and they slam. I love the breakdown, the tension that's released in this song, but in comparison, this is just where it landed. I wanna heal, I wanna feel what I thought was never real. It hurts so bad to have this legendary single all the way down at number 10. I'm hiding my face in shame because I love this song. It's just the luck of the draw as far as where it ended up. Personal taste. I still love the chorus. It's absolutely massive, but the bridge is what makes this song perfect. The build-up on From the Inside is done in traditional Linkin Park fashion. It's a calling card that they left on their first 2 to 3 albums where you just really knew what you were listening to, who you were listening to, but there's extra tasteful finesse to From the Inside because of the emotionally vulnerable state in the writing. I love the turntables that launch alongside Brad Delson's towering guitars, and this song remains a force to be reckoned with. I've become so numb, I can't feel you there, become so tough. Numb is one of those incredible songs that without a doubt stands the test of time. It's a song that everyone knows. If you play the opening synth notes, I feel like 90% or more of people could at least tell you the band, if not what song it was. Chester Bennington cries out for help as numbness washes over, and the kind of synthetic ambivalence that's portrayed here is just incredible. It's a stellar tune. I've let myself become you. I've always felt like Figure 09 was a bit slept on, at least in comparison to some of the other deep cuts, and I see this often ranking near the bottom of a lot of the worst to best Meteora rankings, at least the ones that I've seen. Credit to the entire band here, because there's such a firepower alongside the whiplash riffage that blows the roof off the song, and the breakdown still sends a shiver down my spine. You don't want to hear me. Told you everything loud and clear, but nobody's listening. Mike Shinoda is in top form, and I love the unique, more avant-garde production style that they took, at least in the realm of Linkin Park. Hahn really locks in with the light guitar rumble to keep the rhythm of the track in a dark state of flux, as the kind of confessional tone adds up to become one of their most underrated ever. Very worst part of you. Yes, no. This isn't what I want. The amount of headaches I gave myself blasting this track way too loud and just headbanging along. Just picture 13-year-old me just blasting this out of his dollar store earbuds. Thank God I am not deaf at this point. It's like the pitch is coming in slow motion, then you clock it with a laser beam, and then boom, they slam it into outer space. The jilted sounding sample that loops throughout this song builds to this crushing destroyer of worlds riffage that just makes for the perfect Linkin Park melting pot. Don't Stay is born immediately after the breaking glass from Foreword, and it's swept into this blast of full-throttle classic Linkin Park, which you bet your ass I am nostalgic for. If we're not counting the introductory track, Don't Stay is the first Linkin Park song that I ever heard, because my friend had just gotten a new boombox, and he had the CD playing one day while we were out building ramps and jumping our bikes and boards on stuff, and he put on this album, the glass breaks, I hear Don't Stay, and I immediately make him burn me a copy.
Take all my shame to the grave. It's easier to run.
I'm in my early 30s at this point, and the older I get, sadly, the more that I'm able to relate to the pain expressed by Chester on Easier to Run. I don't think I've ever said this publicly, but I'm an HSP, a highly sensitive person. But while there are a lot of positives that I feel from this, as in terms of empathy and other things that I feel very deeply, including music and other forms of art, I also tend to overwhelm and guilt myself for things that are out of my control. And the mood of Easier to Run just really left a lasting sting, an impression with me that has never faded.
A little bit of loneliness, a little bit of disregard, handful of complaints, but I can't help the fact that everyone can see these scars.
Blood-pumping, fist-in-the-air anthems don't just walk out of the gate every single day, but this is absolutely one of them. Yes, I know every word to faint. No, I'm not gonna sit here and rap it for you, but this is just one of those albums, one of those songs in particular that stays in your mind like a box of baking soda in the back of your fridge. Just knowing it's there is a comfort.
I don't know what's worth fighting for, or why I have to scream. I don't know why I instigate.
Breaking the Habit tops the Meteora ranking at number 1, and I honestly think this is still my favorite song from their entire discography. Linkin Park's unique synergy, both lyrically and musically, spoke to tens of millions, and the twinges of fear and the eerie electronics that settle in beside Brad's restless looping guitar makes for one hell of an emotional story that shrouds Breaking the Habit in fog as we look at a suicide in reverse. I would love to see your ranking of Meteora in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, it helps me out a ton. And if you want to see me rank all of the songs on Hybrid Theory, then tap here or tap here for all of my Linkin Park videos. Meteora turns 20, any and all thoughts are welcome. Get the discussion going, and I'll see you guys very soon.